Hello, my goddesses. Thank you so much for coming back to the Temple of Venus. I am your High Priestess, Gwendolyn, and today I had my first client. Thank you so much. Um, and we talked about self-love. They were telling me a story about how they were dating, and keep in mind this is not a relationship channel, but how they were dating and they realized that like they didn't have enough confidence in themselves, and what they were really missing was a sense of self-love. And I wanted to make a video about this because I felt like, I was inspired by her story. And I think that, well, this is what I ended up telling her. So self-love sometimes can be hard, right? Because nobody actually teaches you how to do it. And we have all of these, anecdotal advice, like you should do this, like go out and learn something to paint and to do all, and I paint. So, but sometimes you need something a little bit stronger, right? When you're really looking for like that love of yourself. Sometimes self love is impossible internally at first. So I am reading some notes. So you access it externally through someone you admire. So what I told her to do was to basically use identity modeling and project herself onto something else. So the philosophy behind what I'm getting at is we tend to recognize our potential in other people. The reason why we admire certain people is because it is a remembrance or a reflection of ourselves. And I know people like to say, "Oh, just love yourself." But sometimes it's hard to love yourself. You can't love something you haven't learned to see yet. But you know what you can do? You can borrow it. So this is going to be how we borrow the mirror of somebody else to gain our self-love. So the goddess mirror practice, that's what I'm going to call it. What I'm going to say is first thing you have to do is you have to choose a distant figure, not somebody that you know personally. You want to pick like a deity, an archetype, a celebrity, somebody like Beyonce, Cleopatra, Aphrodite, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, whoever it is that you see yourself, that you admire, is who you're going to pick because this person has to activate admiration in you because what they're actually activating is things that resonate inside of you. So next what you're going to do is you're going to make a list of what you admire in them, right? And so do you admire their confidence, their beauty, their poise, power, elegance, fearlessness, creativity, how magnetic they are? And these traits come from deep down inside. Your soul already understands them. That's why you're attracted to it. Then you're going to create a visual anchor. You already do this anyways, right? When it comes to the things that you have around yourself, you do create visual anchors. But now you're going to create a visual anchor that is very specific to the person that you admire. So for me, it's I have this huge bouquet of pink flowers in my room, and right next to the pink flowers is two figurines of Urzuli Frida. And then around my Urzuli Frida is my jewelry, my perfumes. So every morning when I wake up and I get out the shower and I'm ready heading to go to work, that's the first place that I look. That I always stop there and I spray myself for perfume, and after I do my makeup and all that stuff, that is my reminder to myself that I am manifesting this person deep down inside, that I am becoming this person for myself. And it becomes more of a ritualistic space. And when you see it every day, you remind yourself who you're becoming. And then, even if you don't like do this outside, at least manifest yourself inside your house in your own privacy. So, like right now, I got my journal out right here. So do some journaling. How would this person respond to certain situations in your mind that may have happened that you didn't like how you responded to it? Like, did somebody talk to you crazy? How would that goddess or that deity, that celebrity respond to a situation that you experience? Because you're actively practicing how to how to access the version of yourself that already exists. So you guys know I love Azuli Frida. This is not about you becoming obsessed with celebrities. I don't want you to like lose your mind and start telling people that you are Beyonce. That's not what this is about. This is about identifying the parts of yourself that you haven't had access to yet. But this person already exists in you. So you just have to find the celebrity that you resonate with, that is raising your vibrational frequency when you see them, because that is you. You are actually attracted to them. And a lot of times when you meet your heroes or your celebrities, a lot of people don't even like them. So that's why you have to keep like a distant, you have to keep them from a distance, because in your mind you've created this image of who they are. In spirituality, there's an idea that we admire in others. What we admire in others is actually a reflection of our own potential. The universe reveals your future self through the people you admire. One day you're going to wake up after doing all of this. One day you're going to wake up and you're going to realize that you became who you've always dreamed of, but you saw it in somebody else. So every day you should be thinking about how you can care for yourself, how you can love yourself, even if it's through someone else. And then once you start behaving like that, then you start truly treating yourself as a goddess and a deity, and that you're on that higher vibrational frequency. And when people compliment you, when people give you gifts, and receive it, because that's what goddesses do. And I'm not saying goddess like in the, keep in mind, this is like esoteric knowledge, right? But when we look at our deities, one of the things that we do is we give them gifts, right? We give them these offerings. And so it is the universe's way of giving you your offering. Of course, you should accept it. Of course, you should take it, because now that you've created your true goddess self, you're able to receive things better, right? And this is not to like be narcissistic. This is to understand that like you are a spiritual limitless being, and in that, people, we should celebrate each other in that, because we are all really that, but some of us just have it more than others. Right? That's why we're here. Okay, so I want to say thank you guys so much. I'm going to end this video here, and I will see you guys on the next one. And as always, it is done. Bye.